Welcome. Why did I say welcome? All right, a few disclaimers before I start this thing. One, there might be cussing in this video, so if cussing's not your thing, if swearing is not your thing, get out of this video. Go watch another one. Two, disclaimer number two. This React server render tutorial this is a total rip off of the Learn Next.js website. I think if you're into reading and you want to read, you could just follow the same content that I'm about to reiterate right here. It's gonna be the exact same thing, but I just figured out, why isn't there a video for this? Like, I'm much more of a video guy. Why isn't there a video for this? So I'm just gonna make a video for it because I think it'll be much more helpful than reading. Sometimes I just like video. I'm more of a visual person than a reading person. So let's open this up. I created a directory called Next.js, which you'll see here. This is under Git control, so if you want to take a look at this, I'm going to post a repo on it on the GitHub, and I'll post that on the description box down below for you to go check it out, download it, do whatever you want with it. Okay, so let's get started with Next.js. How do we set it up? How do we go about doing this? It's quite simple, really. So what we want to do is, one, we have already our npm package. No, we don't. Let's start at npm init project. So we're going to say npm init, and we're going to do a -y. It just it kind of already modifies or builds us our npm package without doing a lot of this, grunt work. Then this is where we want to npm install and save as well our react DOM for the client stuff, and next. And I'm gonna pretend that you guys have a pretty well understanding of Node.js and React, like a pretty good understanding of those two. This is a pretty advanced thing. If you're not familiar with that, you might want to go check up some other videos or documentation on like how React works or how Node.js or what Node.js is. Otherwise, you might get lost here. And while that's installing its thing, while it's doing its thing, I'm going to actually delete a lot of this. I don't need a whole lot of this. Repo, screw it. And what we want to do is go to our package JSON file that we created, and we're going to create a new script called dev. And I'm just going to delete this stuff and just call next. They have the command line next, which just boots everything up. You don't even have to worry about it. That's how easy it is. You just say npm run dev, and then it's going to call the next command line, and then it's just, your server's already up. Okay, so it finished. Great. Let's try it out. So we do npm run dev. So it's doing this thing. It says couldn't find a pages directory, which is good. This is a good sign. So just to let you know, you need a directory. You can have any custom directory you want, but the one that is recommended by Next.js is that you need one called pages. So we're just going to create pages. New folder. Damn it. New folder. Here we go. So we want to create a directory called pages. Now we have pages. Great. Let's see what happens if we try to run that command line again. npm run dev. Okay, great. So we created our pages directory, and now it's running. So it says it's ready on localhost port 3000. Let's go check that out. So let's go to that port 3000. We get the 404. This page cannot be found. Great. So it's saying that it's telling us here, if we go look at our terminal, it says client pings, but there's no entry for page index, which is the home page, which is fine. So let's create that index page, and that should help us get started with this. So what we're going to do is we're going back to our pages directory. We're going to create a new file in here and call it index.js. Cool. All right. So now let's create a component, a React component. We can say we're gonna use ES6 and 7 and 8 syntax. So If you're familiar with that, perfect. We're going to say index equals some function, right? Sorry, this is wrong. We want to do this. It's kind of like an initiation. This is only like a react.js thing. You can't really do this in regular JavaScript. So we're going to create a div, and we're going to create another div, and now we're going to say, maybe like an h1 tag inside. We're going to say hello, welcome to Next.js. We're going to save that, and it should automatically do its thing. Oh, okay, so it's telling us default export is not a React component in page this. That's right. You know why? Because I did not export this. So let's just export this this function index, and we're just going to save that, and it's going to reload, and then there you go. That's how easy it is to get started with Next.js. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope this was helpful, and just shows you how easy it is to set up Next.js. It takes literally takes like 2 fucking minutes, and then you can get set up, and you will create like a blog post or something. Again, this is just a rip off of the page that I showed you. So if you want to go check out the reading documentation, you can find it there. I just decided I'm gonna do a video version because I think that'd be cooler. All right.